All right, it is. It is so close. You can smell it, baby. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans? Welcome. Welcome. It is Tuss Talk with Ty. I am, of course, the creator, the host, Ty Hudson. Now, I didn't know if we were going to do this show today. I thought we were going to do it probably tomorrow. But I figured, you know what? I got a little bit of time here. You know, I've got some minutes to work with. Really fast. Not a lot of time on this one, but we could cover a little bit of what Sam Pittman had to say today. He had his very first spring camp presser. So there's a lot to unpack. We may not get to it all. There's some interesting things. There's some interesting tidbits in there. So yeah, we're gonna try and cover as much of that as we can. Again, I'm probably not gonna hit all of it, but we're gonna try and at least cover some big things. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, fire away in the comment section. If you haven't watched Pittman's presser, it probably wouldn't hurt to watch this first and then go back, because you'll know, okay, I kind of know what he's talking about, or well, here's what Ty had to say about this particular subject, assuming I cover it all. I don't think I will. I don't think I'll cover it all, because I feel like there's a good hour and a half to 2 hours worth of content, really, if I were to sit here with a panel and discuss it with some people. I feel like there's probably a good 2 hours worth of content, some of the stuff that he had to say. All right. Ross Henry says the press conference was interesting. It was. Ross, tell me why. Because I want to make sure I cover whatever it is that maybe stood out to you guys, right? I don't want to miss – if I miss something big, I want to get it in here. Okay, shout out to Patreon supporters. Our giveaway, Patreon, the email went through today. So guess what? We're doing our giveaways today, not on this video. We're going to do it later tonight. I'll make sure that everyone in Discord knows. Or you know, I'll post it. You'll know. Don't worry about not making it, or if you're unavailable for that particular, you know, for that giveaway, I will email you. If you win, I've already got your email. Just make sure you've updated your email and that it's valid, or I'll DM you. If I know who you are in Discord, I'll DM you or tag you or whatever. So don't worry. It's not like, oh my God, I missed. I'm not going to get the card. That's no. You will know. Trust me. But I always like to try and video it so you have evidence, video evidence. So here's the giveaway. All right. So Sam he had a lot to say today, and he talked from everything from about Bobby Petrino to the quarterback battle. We found out about Chamblee is no longer with the team. He is apparently kind of, I guess he's burnt out on the game. This is what Pittman said. Andrew Chamblee just lost the love for the game and decided to start his professional, start his college as a regular student career. Zuri Madison had a scooter accident. Now he's another offensive lineman, and tore his ACL. That was maybe 2 or 3 days ago. Maybe last week. He just hit a curb and his leg out. I'm trying to read this because this is literally verbatim. This is a transcript. He just hit curb and put his leg out straight, and the ACL couldn't handle that pressure. It's a shame because he's a really talented guy. We'll use it. He'll get stronger and bigger in those things, and he'll be back. As you know, an ACL injury takes a while. So he probably won't be good till the end of the season. Maybe get prepared, maybe in a bowl situation, or come back next spring. Maybe in a bowl situation. One could hope and pray that you're in that situation to begin with. He did talk about the offensive line as well. Let me start off with, and I think this is big news too. But before we get into it, this is a big piece. I think might be one of the biggest pieces to what he had to say here in just a second. But first, a shout out To the sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They operate out of Central Arkansas and in Northwest Arkansas. They offer same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results, hundreds of 5-star reviews. Give them a call today. It's going to heat up. It's going to get a little warm outside. So why not give them a call and maybe you'll do what I do. I got a door from them. Travis and the boys, they installed my door from Direct Service Overhead so I could close it up. It's sealed. It's perfectly sealed. The way they did it, the way they installed it, it's great. And then I got the mini split behind me, right? Now that was someone else that helped me with that. But my AC, it was on last night, or it was on yesterday. I turned it off about 10 o'clock. It was perfectly, it was like 66 degrees in here, 68. It kept its temperature in here. Thanks to the awesome job that those guys did with that door. I Marco Polo'd my wife this morning about it. I said, oh my God, I walked in here. It was like walking in a refrigerator. And it was warm last night. Our AC is actually out. So the rest of the house is like an oven. So it was nice to walk in here and have the AC. And of course, the Odd Soul Craft Bar Pizzeria, located on Emma Street in Springdale. They're another great sponsor, longtime sponsor of Tuss Talk. On Emma Street in Springdale. It's a staple here. Listen, you're in town. We got a lot of baseball coming up. You got basketball tomorrow. Maybe you feel like heading up to NWA, or maybe you're from around the area. Why not stop by the Odd Soul and try a delicious pie? Just about anything you order is going to be great. I don't know that I haven't had anything off their menu that I didn't like. And they've got IPAs on tap. You name it, they probably got it. A lot of local stuff. They are support your local businesses, and that includes restaurants and bars. Support them. These chains, listen, I go to the chains too. I do. Hell, we ate Chili's the other night. It's fantastic. The honey chipotle crispers, oh my God, they're so good. But if I'm going to order a pizza, yeah, every once in a while I'll go to Pizza Hut or whatever. But I try to go local. I try to eat local restaurants, locally owned. Why not show your support to a locally owned restaurant/bar on Emma Street called the Odd Soul. All right. This is the big piece I was talking about. Luke Hasz. Now, you guys remember he suffered a pretty big injury. Sam was pretty quick and to the point on this. Yeah, he's back, ready to go, and really looking good in all the running and things of that nature and lifting. Nothing holding him back. Short and sweet and to the point. I wish more of his answers were like that, but then again, you know how I am. I do enjoy some transparency, so that sometimes that requires more words. But I like that. Quick and to the point. This is a big deal because sometimes you wonder about these injuries if they linger around, and it looks like Luke Hasz is going to be full go. I'm telling you guys, I am so pumped for spring camp. Now it's going to start Thursday morning, and he was pressed by Tom Murphy about why the early mornings, and Sam just kind of responded like, "All right, what's the matter? You don't want to get up?" More or less asking him, "You going to be, is this a little too early for you?" To which Tom Murphy replied, "No, I'm good. I'll be good." He strikes me as the early bird type. Tom Murphy does. He strikes me as someone who probably gets up like at 5 a.m., goes on like a little jog, and then gets to work. He strikes me as one of those kind of guys. But anyways, if you don't know who Tom Murphy is, go look him up on Twitter. He does good work. Yeah, so I'm pumped for spring camp. I can't tell you guys. Thursday morning, I think it's 8:25 a.m., so I will be there. Your boy will be there, baby. Second spring in a row. I'm really I'm curious about a number of positions, and one of those being the quarterback room, dare I say. He was asked about the quarterback battle. It's somewhere else he had mentioned that they want to get that position. They feel like they can solve some things, all the battles across the board, that they could maybe get some of these answered by the end of spring camp. So he was asked about the quarterback battle. Say you could settle it by the end of spring. This is his response. Yeah, I think we can with some of the things we got going on, or with some of the things we're doing. 7 on 7 we'll be able to. It's going to be a lengthier period, more reps. We need to. Again, I apologize. This is straight off a transcript. So sometimes the the way it's recorded, and sometimes it just you know how it is. Your phone. You ever like push to talk or talk to text on your phone? You got your phone up to your mouth and it doesn't. So I think that's kind of what's going on here. So sometimes these words are a little bit it doesn't help that they move on me too. We have to see who can throw and catch, for that matter. Then we need help. We need work in the secondary because we brought in 3 new guys in the secondary too. That period used to be 12 minutes, and we went to 20 to make sure everybody gets the right amount of reps so we can get evaluations on the quarterbacks, the receivers, the safeties, and corners. So we have added that to that part of it. But the quarterback battle, there's basically 5 guys, and again, this is Sam talking. There's basically 5 guys in there for that spot. And, of course, he named them all off. Obviously, with Talon and Malachi and Chris, I like Ledbetter. Ledbetter, who was played baseball. He's now playing football. He's playing quarterback. Him coming over from baseball, he's done a nice job of showing his leadership ability. Then I think we've got something special. And I'm telling you guys, I'm excited for this one. We've got something special with KJ Jackson for our future. So we need to figure out all that kind of stuff. Excited to get going with the battle. It's fun to have this actual quarterback battle because let's be real, it's been settled. It was settled when Felipe Franks showed up. So I don't know. Pittman's this is a new thing for Pittman. And luckily for him, he's got Bobby Petrino that's going to help him out, help him sort all this out. Guys, I don't know who you would want more. I think you'd be perfectly fine if you're playing backyard football and you're like, you got Uncle Bobby Petrino. He's cooking burgers. He's flipping them. And you look over at Bobby. Hey, Uncle Bobby, who should play quarterback? I guarantee you he would be like, take a knee, son. Let's draw up some plays. Let's talk a little vernacular. Let's see who's got the best QBIQ. Let's see what we got. Show me your throwing motion. Let's see your footwork. I want to see your vision. I think that's the guy I would want telling me who my backyard quarterback's going to be. God knows I needed one. I would like to have had someone do that for us because primarily I played quarterback in backyard football, and I wasn't very good, guys. I wasn't very good. Naturally born offensive lineman right here. But, yeah, I that's got to be something you got to be excited about. Bobby's going to be the guy. Coach Petrino's going to be the guy to sort this mess out at quarterback because it is – I don't know that I want to call it a mess because – There are some promising pieces there. KJ Jackson's a true freshman. It's awesome that he's here, by the way, and I cannot tell you how great that is for him. Imagine him, a true freshman quarterback. He's walking in, and he's got, again, the guy who's known as one of the highest offensive or one of the best offensive minds there are is going to be helping him out along the way. So, yeah, I'm excited for the battle, for the battle that matters. Let's be real, more than any of them. Again, offensive line. The motor doesn't start if you ain't got a gas pedal, and that starts with the offensive line. So I think that you're gonna be reading and seeing and listening to me talk and other folks just about all these individual battles going on more so than ever since Pittman's been here. And it's the offensive line alone is going to be crazy. I was on Mark Rogers' show yesterday morning, and we were kind of talking about the offensive line a little bit, and I was like, I don't even know where to – I don't know if you want to go down that route, Mark, before we started recording because there's so many options. Of course, I kind of laid it out for you a little bit. If you go back and watch that, again, it's under one of Mark's SEC channels, so you could find it pretty easily if you just go look him up. But, yeah, that's another place. I think the secondary, you might have a couple spots that there's going to be some battles. Linebacker, what's going on with the depth behind the starters. Of course, you got the Georgia former 5-star transfer. So many position battles. And I think that's why Pittman on that response there kind of started out to veer away from that conversation because he wanted to lay it all out. So, again, that's that transparency you kind of want. He talked about DeBinion. They were asked, because DeBinion was another one who was fighting some stuff last year. Yeah, R-Dub's good, Pittman says. I think those are the only ones that won't be ready. I must have missed. We talked about Zuri Madison. Okay, so this is a continuation after the Zuri Madison stuff. So I think those are the only ones that won't be ready day one. Those guys we just talked about. I may have missed guys that they were over in the slot and they're not going to practice, but I think Ty was one of those guys. I can't remember. So I think he's talking about Ty Washington. Yeah, he was. He was talking about Ty Washington. Ty Washington will be able to catch some passes after spring break, so we got that update as well. He'll probably miss totally the first 5 days, but then we've just got to make sure he doesn't go to the ground with that shoulder. But he's coming along. So yeah, so Ty Washington's another one who's kind of battling some stuff. So we won't see him, and that sucks. We're not going to see him. But that's more opportunities for guys like Varkey's Gums, Shamar Easter, that room behind Luke has. Yeah, he was asked about the offensive line, and it is really lengthy. I don't know that I want to read this whole thing, but they are moving. So they are moving Kutas to the inside. I think with our guys that we got out of the portal, because he was asked about the offensive line and he was asked about the portal, it allowed us to do that. We're going to keep Tykees Crawford out there at tackle. The guy that I've been really impressed with is Amarian Harris. Here's the thing. Amarian Harris was highly recruited. All I ever heard about was this guy's going to be a 2-3-year starter, and then he's gone. He's going to be great. And I've heard he's done well in other practices, right? What is he, a red shirt? I feel like he's been here for longer than just I'm going to have to look that up. But it feels like he's been here for a while, and that's all I ever hear about. When I talk to other media members, like, oh, yeah, no, he's got it. He's just got to show it, and that includes practice. So hopefully Harris, if Pittman if what he's seeing transpires throughout spring camp, and then it happens through summer camp, through their workout and stuff, and then it happens through fall camp, maybe he'll make a real effort and get into the two deep. A lot of his answers were super lengthy, and he also talked a little bit faster. I had a hard time typing it out for Patreon supporters and Discord, so I just found a different way to do it. But, yeah, here's the question about the logic behind practicing at 8 a.m. You worried about your alarm clock? This is Sam. That's funny. He was asked about Jacoby Criswell. Let me read chat here really quick before I move on. Let's see, scrolling up. What's up, guys? Sorry I haven't been I try to do the best I can keeping up with you guys. Ty looking fresh. I appreciate you, John. Chamblee is more than just a football player, guys. Very understandable, says Paul. I have a feeling his football days aren't over. I'll just say that. He better be retiring from the game or I won't have any understanding, says Heartbroken Hog. They changed the layout of chat. Oh, did they? For you guys on YouTube? Oh, okay. There's not really any changes on my side. That emoji on the bottom right is still there. But it's like, I don't think it's as intrusive. So I can actually read your comments. So that's actually a really nice upgrade. Yo, Ty, you're looking sharp with that well-groomed noggin, brother. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I had to grow my hair out one last time. I'm in my 40s now. I haven't had my hair like that since I was like 21. When I talk to other fan bases, most see our NIL is legit. Do you think losing bidding wars is because we don't have the funds or because we choose not to participate? What is our ceiling recruiting? If you're talking about football, Ross, I'm sure you followed recruiting for quite a long time, and you've been around here for a while, and you've probably heard me say this before. They have limitations in recruiting for football. They always have. Houston Nutt was known for going and grabbing 3 stars and turning them into great players, 2 and 3 stars, turn them into fantastic players, draft picks. I often refer to Jamal Anderson, who was a 2-star, a wide receiver or something, tight end out of high school. And they move him over to defensive end. A little while later, he's a first-round draft pick to the Atlanta Falcons. So, that's what you had to do to be successful here. Of course, the landscape of college football has changed so much. It's an understatement since the early 2000s. It has changed so much, but there's always limitations here. And Pittman was actually asked about his, the going to edge, and his response. I'm going to see if it was just yes. That was his response. I wonder if they Let me find it here. Yeah, here it is. On Arkansas Edge, and if he's pleased with the transition. His response was just yes. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of, again, we talk about Eric Musselman all the damn time, but when it comes to him leaving, but that is that's some of the smoke that's out there. He's leaving because he doesn't have the NIL he doesn't have the NIL money that he needs to be successful here, which I don't know that I buy that entirely or not. But the football top 15 classes, top 12, top 15 classes, back-to-back years out of the portal. I don't know what to believe. I really don't. But so far, I think since the transition, though, it seems like we're hearing more positives just maybe from, right there from Sam, right? Not so much. I don't think Muss is out bragging on it. Ty, what has and Ty do this offseason into the season is what I'm most excited for. Yeah, I agree, Paul. And things of that nature. We all have in-between words, we all have them. Mine is, you'll hear, I'll say, we all have them. Everyone does it. I'm sure you guys do too. Petrino at OC is the only thing making the season intriguing to SpawnQuest Gaming. Whether it works or whether it's a full-blown meltdown, it's going to be entertaining as hell. You're not wrong, brother. You're not wrong at all. Now, Sam is opening up camp. You're going to get 3 days that's going to be open to the public. 3 Saturdays, I think they're scrimmages. And he kind of went on about how, we want our younger guys to play out in front of a crowd. I don't know. A part of me, I would prefer them. I think that keeping some of that behind closed doors will swell up the crowd for your red-white scrimmage. And I'm not saying they're going to sell tickets to it, but it'll help drive up. If there's vendors there or whatever, it'll drive up maybe some interest versus having a open spring where everyone's going to get a taste. It's like, oh, well, I don't need to go to the red-white scrimmage because I've already seen it. But at the same time, I get the logic behind it, which is, we want these younger guys to have to play in front of crowds. We want the new guys to have to play in front of crowds. I have no idea. They're probably going to try and make a spectacle out of all of them. I think some of it, my belief is that they want to drum up some excitement, and I think it's both sides. It's true. I think they do want and it makes sense. The logic behind it is not flawed at all. Let's get our young guys out there. Maybe we can draw, 15,000 people for a scrimmage. Listen, some of these kids have played in front of pretty large crowds coming out of high school, especially if they're out of the state of Texas. But I get that. I kind of like the idea of keeping it closed until the red-white scrimmage, and then boom, you've got all these people that want to see Petrino. They want to see the offense. But I think, too, another way to drum up some excitement is to have 3 Saturdays where you just see the offense kicking ass, lighting fires and kicking the tires. You know what I mean? And then that's what you're getting back from not just the media, but now you've got people that are there that are seeing it. I think some of it is a marketing opportunity for the U of A to drum up some excitement for the next season. Because let's be honest, Petrino is a ticket seller. He absolutely is, but they know they need more. Why not show a little bit more? Pittman made kind of a comment about, well, once we play our first game, you've already seen the offense. Okay, all right. Now, he's not wrong, but at the same time, we know they don't always open up their playbooks against weaker opponents. That's been a thing for as long as I've followed football, as long as I've kept up with football. I can remember reading that in the paper back in the 90s, when I was a kid, all into sports. I can remember that being a thing. We kind of, the offense doesn't always open up the whole playbook. So let's not sit here and act like, oh, well, we got to play UAPB, and we don't want to show our whole playbook to everybody that following week. We've got Oklahoma State and blah, blah, blah. Come on, man. There's a reason why – in the early part of the season, you see teams get off to these slow starts. The appearance doesn't always match what's the reality, unless you're Arkansas lately. But, you get off to these slow starts. It's like, what the hell's wrong with this team? And then you see them, beat some a decent non-con opponent by, 3 or 4 scores. Yeah, so I don't know that I think there's other stuff. I think they really are opening up these practices to drum up some excitement. And again, if you're doing it week after week, Saturday to Saturday, I'm not saying the offense is going to look terrific every single Saturday. They may not. It may only be to just try to get their younger guys used to these larger crowds. And that is a good idea. I'm 100%. I love that. I just also love the idea of let's build up the excitement, right? It's almost like taking the water hose and pinching the water hose and then letting it go. You're hearing the media reporting back like, wow, this offense looks very Bobby Petrino-esque. Imagine reading that for 3 weeks and all of a sudden you have this final scrimmage. You're going to go to that. You're going to be like, oh, my God, it's Petrino. And now it's like you're going to get all the opportunities in the world to go watch them. So, yeah, but you're going to get more opportunities to see them, and that's fun. That's good. I hope you guys go. Of course, I'm going to be at every one of them. Maybe I'll run into you. You're going to have plenty of opportunities. You've got 3 Saturdays in a scrimmage. But, yeah. Let's see what else did he talk about. He talked about the NIL and court ruling that blocks the NCAA, bidding wars over high school guys. This one's not too long. Let's see. I don't remember who asked this question. Well, I think it's a great question, but to be perfectly honest with you, Mike, must have been Mike Irwin. We've been dealing with it for a year and a half. To be perfectly honest with you, with it being open season, of course, you know what he means by that. I just think it makes it maybe easier, to be honest with you. That's what it is, especially nowadays. You give kids unlimited visits, and if they go this one and this is what they're doing, and this is what they're going to pay in the next one, you're not going to get him because you know what he's going to pay. I'm not sure this is really so what are you going to do? You're going to pay more. The next one's going to pay more, and kids are smart too. So we've been dealing with this for a while. It feels like it's been going on longer than a year and a half, to be completely honest with you. He also talked a little bit about the helmet communication in college football. Someone asked in Discord if this was going to be something that happens this year. I don't know. Maybe it will, because it doesn't seem that complicated. This does seem like something they could just hand out. But it would make more sense to let them start getting used to the equipment, working the sidelines with a tablet. I don't know how much that changes things. I'm sure it does quite a bit, actually. And then you've got the communication part of it. It feels like if they were going to allow that to go through, and Pittman says it's going to pass. He just says straight up it's going to pass. Seems like you would want to implement that now, right? You would want that, give them an opportunity here during spring to get used to the equipment. And then maybe you can use it fully and you could run tests with it through your spring or through your scrimmages, right? And maybe they'll do that. I don't know. It seems like, though, when they do these sort of things, when they vote on them, they don't start until the following season. So I think they should start them this year and get them broken in and just let it happen. Maybe that will happen. But he did say, I'll be honest with you, Mike, I think they're going to pass it. I think that's closer to passing. Well, I'm pretty sure they're going to pass it. I think the advantage is you have if you have a calm, cool, collected guy talking to, well, here's your advantage on offense. You could huddle and you won't have to. Nobody would steal your signals because you've got a guy talking directly. Now, if you don't, then you're going to have to. Thanks to Michigan. You can all thank Michigan for this, and I'm honestly, you might have an asterisk next to your name, Michigan Wolverines, or you should probably have one. But thank you, because of your cheating asses, we're gonna be able to modernize the game a little bit. Jashad Stewart no longer with the team. Whatever he does next, I hope he's successful. He never really had a big splash here. I know he competed, he contributed here and there, but he never really took off. And he was someone I thought would. Didn't feel like he had a super high ceiling, but I thought he was someone who could really help them out. and I'm sure he did here and there, and he was a big deal in practice and whatnot, but we don't know why he's not on the team. There might be more to it. No idea. He was asked about Petrino, and I have that kind of noted elsewhere, but he talked about Petrino being real neat, kind of a let me see if I can pull up the way I have it. Let's see. I know I have it pinned somewhere. Hang on, maybe I don't. I'm not seeing it. Okay, I had it. The Patreon discussion page. There's so much chatter. I can't find where I had it. I probably should have copy and pasted those over on another channel. Oh, he was asked also about the analytics, leaving it behind. You remember this? What was it? What do you call it? Was it Pittman-lytics or Sam-lytics, whatever? They asked him why he's moving away from it. He just said, well, I was over. It didn't work. It's like, yeah, no shit. Okay, on Jacoby Criswell, here's what he had to say about Criswell. He's got a strong arm. You could count on him work ethic-wise, but he has a strong arm. It'll be a battle with those guys. So, again, going back to that, that's going to be something everybody's going to keep an eye on is the quarterbacks and how they're battling. Taylon Green. So they asked him, they followed that up with same question about Taylon Green. He said Taylon Green's outgoing. He's got a personality, says what he's thinking, but not too much, if you know what I mean. He's got a lot of respect from him coming in here from the team and obviously from the coaches. But his work ethic and things of that nature, I think he might have a little advantage on all those guys because he ran a team. It may come a little bit more natural right now for him more than anybody else at this point. I said I thought Criswell might get he might run first with the ones. And I think that probably still happens. I don't know. Something tells me, though, when he points out that he'll have an advantage because he led, at Boise State. He did. He was the starting quarterback there. And then they had that kind of two quarterback thing going on for a little while, which was odd, during a transition period for Boise State. I can't wait. I'll just say that. I can't wait. It feels like it's December 22nd. When you're a kid and you're counting down the days to Christmas Eve when you get to open up that first gift. That's the way I feel right now. I'm really excited about that. So, all right, let's go back here. Let's see what you guys. Anyway, Sam keeps his job, says Cade. Okay. Is that a question or a statement? You'll have to follow that up, Cade. I don't know if that's a statement or not, but yes, I think a bowl game. Oh, okay. I read that as anyway. Sam keeps his job. I see. You meant to put a question mark there. Yeah, I think it's 6 games. I really do. I think as long as they make a bowl game, I don't think they fire him. I really don't. But then again, I said if he only wins, 4 or 5 games or 4 games last year, I thought he would get fired, and he kept his job. So only God knows, or only Hunter Yurachek knows. Maybe it's not a magic number after all. Even in the Bible, it says don't open up your full playbook against cupcakes. There you go. If you want to win, got to recruit like the big boys do. Mm-hmm. T-Dub, what's going on, man? Here's to Moral Victory national champs again this year. Oh, my goodness. That's that's funny. You're a funny guy, T-Dub. I like the process. I enjoy the process a lot. And I know it's not for everybody, especially when what happened last year. I don't know that they made the moves in the offseason, outside of hiring Petrino, that really did much to build up everybody's confidence about 2024. I don't know that they did that. Maybe it's Taylon Green. Maybe it's Jackson, the running back out of Utah. I know some folks have brought him up a couple of times. I don't know that they did enough in the offseason to excite fans, but the more important question is, did they do enough in the offseason internally, whether it's the new coaches, to have something to work with and to actually put a far, far better product on the field. And those two things go hand in hand, right? I mean, typically the fans react. And right now they're not. After Petrino, it's kind of like after that announcement, after Petrino was announced, a couple days after that, it's almost like everyone came back down to reality. Wait a minute, what's he have to work with here? And that's a good point. And we've had those discussions in Discord chats, just talking about that. So, all right, we're going to do the names tonight. We're going to do we're going to draw the Patreon names tonight. It might be in Discord and I may just record it, or I might do it here on YouTube, but one way or another, you guys will know. And I'll make sure everybody knows, where it's happening at least for if you're in Discord. Again, if you miss the wheel spin, don't panic. If you win, you'll know about it. I will post the results in Discord for you guys. Johnny Jones says he has Jordan Anthony. By the way, Jordan Anthony, I don't think he's going to be able to do much during spring. He's got track. Pittman talked about that as well. Both our starting right tackles from last season are gone. I was looking forward to seeing the potential, but I'm excited to see our offensive line transfers. Yeah. Okay. All right. 2023 was just a crappy year in general. So I think 2024 is going to be a positive year. Mike, you see the positive in a lot of things. God bless you. I maybe they do. I don't know. I'm taking it like a step at a time. I'm curious to see where they go, what happens, but it's one step at a time, right? It's just one step at a time, and this is step number one. This is the beginning of it all. This is where the chemistry begins. The retooling of what you're doing. This is where it all starts, and you got to get off on solid footing. Fingers crossed, Taylon Green is a future NFL first rounder. Well, we might temper our expectations a little bit, but I listen. He is fun to watch. His highlight videos are really damn fun to watch. So who knows? Who knows? I hope T Green is our Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I've said it 1,000 times. I'm just excited. I really am. Anytime you have this kind of change at quarterback, it's nice because I'm going into camp without knowing who the starting quarterback is. That's never been a thing since I've been able to go to practices. So, no, we don't want him to be Jaden Daniels. We need him to be better than that, says Johnny Jones. Unbiased Brim says confidence level low. And I think, again, since Petrino, there's a lot of excitement around Petrino, and I think rightfully so. But after that, reality just kind of settled in a little bit. Wait a minute. Where are the stars on offense? Outside of Luke Has, I don't know. So maybe the spring will shine some light on a little bit of that. Maybe we'll find somebody. Maybe we'll get the QB1 settled pretty quick, and then we'll find out what his relationship is with the rest of the offense. Maybe he has a couple of favorite targets to throw the ball to. We're also going to have to establish the running backs too, right? We got to figure out who's RB1, who's RB2, who's your change of pace guy. What about Johnson? Knee brace and everything. I guess it's off. So yeah. I think we covered some of the more important stuff. Trying to scroll up and down here. Yeah, we covered the quarterback. And there is some stuff here too about Bobby Petrino. Any benefits to having Petrino on staff so far? Well, I like all three of them. He's talking about all the new additions, and of course Bobby runs it. It's his offense, but I think those three guys have helped us. Bobby's very organized, and it's his offense. He's very comfortable with all the calls because I think maybe he was at A&M. He was at A&M some things. I don't know why that. Verbiage changed. I said I said, "Oh, no. I want it to come singing out of your mouth. Just you just put it in like you want it in, and then I'll figure out the verbiage of it." So he's doing great, and the guys have come in and have bought into it. I think the wideouts are really excited. Well, the entire offense is very excited about Coach Petrino running the show. So again, Petrino's here, and I think we all knew that, right? We all knew. I mean, obviously, he's put together to some degree. I think this is his staff. This is kind of his staff, even though it's Pittman's. You know, he's brought in some of his guys that he wanted to bring here. So again, we'll see how it all unfolds. There's a lot more to cover. We'll try to cover some more. Again, Thursday is practice 1 in the morning. Friday is practice 2. We'll hear from Sam Pittman again. So I'm looking forward to covering as much of it as I can for you guys. And I'll have my raw reaction to practice will go to Patreon supporters first. Probably either as soon as I get home or in my car or walking to my car. I'm going to give Patreon supporters on Tuss Talk with Ty Patreon. I'm going to give you my raw reaction to what I just witnessed. They're going to be short 2-minute videos, and I'm excited, you guys. It's here, baby. Let's go. Golly. Christmas come early. I will see you guys later on. Enjoy the rest of your day. We got Arkansas baseball on as we speak, so I'm going to listen to the game and I guess go pick up my kids from school. I will see you guys later.